Winter settled quietly over the small kingdom of Liangzhou, where snow drifted gently across the rooftops of a modest scholarly estate known as House Lin. The Lin family had never been wealthy. Their home was not filled with gold or precious treasures, but with something far rarer: honor, kindness, and dignity. For many years, Lord Linzheng had been respected throughout the kingdom as a humble scholar whose integrity was worth more than riches. His only daughter, Lin Yue, had inherited that same gentle heart, but fate had never been kind to her. When Yue was still a child, her beloved mother passed away, leaving behind nothing but cherished memories and an empty place that could never be filled. Unable to bear raising his daughter alone, Lord Lin eventually remarried. His new wife was a former concubine named Madame Wei. She entered House Lin with two daughters of her own, Wei Lian and Wei Xiu. Neither girl carried the Lin bloodline. They were daughters born outside the noble family, hoping that one day they might climb the social ladder through their mother's marriage. Lord Lin accepted them with kindness, and Lin Yue treated them like family, never imagining they would one day become the source of her greatest sorrow. Then came the winter that changed everything. Snowflakes drifted silently through the courtyard as Lord Lin lay upon his bed, his breathing growing weaker with every passing moment. The room was quiet, except for the soft crackling of the fire. Lin Yue knelt beside him, clutching his frail hand with trembling fingers while tears streamed down her face. "Father," Lord Lin smiled weakly. Though illness had stolen nearly all his strength, the warmth in his eyes never faded. Slowly, he lifted his shaking hand and gently brushed away her tears. "My little Yue." His voice had become little more than a whisper. "Even if this household turns against you, do not become like them." He paused, struggling to catch another breath. "No matter what happens, never allow this world to make your heart cold." Lin Yue shook her head desperately. "Please don't leave me." Lord Lin smiled one final time. With great effort, he reached beneath his pillow and withdrew a small silk pouch. Inside rested an exquisitely carved jade phoenix pendant, its pale green surface shimmering softly in the firelight. He placed it gently into Yue's hands. "If one day they forget who you are, this will not." Lin Yue clutched the pendant tightly against her chest. "I'll treasure it forever, Father." A peaceful smile crossed Lord Lin's face, and his fingers slowly slipped from hers. The room fell silent. Outside, snow continued to fall. Inside, Lord Linzheng drew his final breath, and the only light left in Lin Yue's world disappeared with him. The funeral passed beneath a sky of endless grey. Neighbors came to offer incense, and scholars bowed respectfully before Lord Lin's memorial tablet as everyone praised the life of an honorable man. Lin Yue remained kneeling throughout the ceremony, crying until no tears remained. But while everyone mourned, someone else was waiting. Waiting for the moment the guests would leave, waiting for the house to become silent. As the final mourner disappeared beyond the gates, Madame Wei slowly stood. There were no tears upon her face, only satisfaction. She looked around the ancestral hall before speaking in a calm, commanding voice. "From today, I am the head of House Lin." Wei Lian exchanged a knowing smile with her sister. "So, our little noble lady has finally lost her shield." Wei Xiu giggled. "Let's see how long her pride survives now." Lin Yue lowered her head and said nothing. Deep inside, she already understood that everything her father had protected was about to disappear. Only a few days after the funeral, House Lin became unrecognizable. The elegant robes Lin Yue had worn since childhood were stripped away, and in their place, Madame Wei tossed a bundle of coarse servant clothing onto the floor. Wear these. You no longer deserve noble garments. The embroidery her mother had once sewn with loving hands was ripped apart before her eyes. The books her father had spent years collecting were locked away, and even her room was taken. She was forced to sleep alone, inside a cold woodshed beside sacks of rice and piles of firewood. Every morning before sunrise, she was ordered to scrub the stone courtyards until her hands bled. She washed heavy blankets in rivers so cold they numbed her fingers, carried bundles of firewood up steep mountain paths, and cooked meals for servants, yet was never allowed to eat beside the family. Every task became another reminder that she no longer belonged. Whenever she paused to catch her breath, Wei Lian would appear with a mocking smile. "A noble daughter?" she laughed cruelly. "No, you're nothing more than leftover blood." Wei Shu folded her arms with a sneer. "Even the servants have more value than you." Their laughter echoed through the courtyard, but Lin Yue simply lowered her head. She never answered, never argued, and never fought back. Every night, before falling asleep in the cold woodshed, she held her father's jade phoenix pendant tightly in her hands and whispered the words he had spoken with his final breath. "Never let the world turn your heart cold." Those words became the only warmth she had left. Far beyond House Lin, inside the imperial capital of Liangzhou, celebration filled the streets. The emperor's beloved daughter, Princess Shen Anli, had finally returned home after years of studying in distant foreign lands. The city welcomed her with music, lanterns, and cheers. To celebrate her return, the emperor announced a magnificent banquet that would bring together the kingdom's greatest scholars, nobles, generals, and officials. But before attending the feast, Anli had only one wish. She wanted to see the girl she had once called her sister, her childhood best friend, Lin Yue. With a bright smile, Anli personally traveled to House Lin. Behind her, servants came countless chests, overflowing with embroidered silks, exquisite jade jewelry, fine cosmetics, and precious gifts from the royal palace. As soon as Lin Yue saw her, months of loneliness melted away. "Anli." The two young women embraced tightly. For the first time since her father's death, Lin Yue smiled. Anli gently held both of her hands. "Yue, I came to take you to the welcome banquet. I refuse to celebrate my return without my best friend beside me." But as Madame Wei watched the servants unload the expensive gifts, greed darkened her eyes. Wei Lian leaned close and whispered, "Why should an orphan own treasures like those?" Wei Shu nodded eagerly. "They should belong to us." Madame Wei said nothing, but the faint smile that appeared on her lips told them everything. That night, after Princess Shen Anli returned to the palace to prepare for the celebration, Madame Wei and her daughters crept into Lin Yue's tiny room. They tore through every drawer, opened every chest, and stole nearly every royal gift the princess had brought: silks, jewelry, hairpins, and even the embroidered shoes. They laughed as they carried the treasures away. But what they never realized was that Lin Yue had quietly hidden the few things that truly mattered before they arrived. She knew their hearts too well. Rather than argue, she slipped silently through the back courtyard, avoided the servants, and made her way alone toward the Imperial Palace, where destiny was already waiting for her. The Imperial Palace shimmered beneath thousands of glowing lanterns. Silk banners danced gently in the evening breeze, while the sounds of Guqin music floated through the grand courtyards. Nobles, ministers, generals, scholars, and honored guests filled the palace to celebrate the return of the emperor's beloved daughter, Princess Shen Anli. Lin Yue arrived quietly. She wore only a simple, pale blue hanfu. It was plain, compared to the luxurious robes worn by the noble ladies around her, yet the fine silk rested gracefully against her skin. Her beauty required no jewels. Her elegance came naturally, drawing curious glances wherever she walked. She searched the crowd for Princess Shen Anli. Unable to find her, Lin Yue stepped quietly into a peaceful corner of the banquet hall, hoping to wait until her friend appeared. Then she saw him. Standing among the honored guests was Zhao Wen. The brilliant young physician had just returned after years of studying medicine in distant kingdoms. Though still young, his extraordinary talent had already earned him recognition throughout neighboring empires. Tonight, he had been invited by the emperor himself to receive royal honors before opening his first medical academy. For a brief moment, time seemed to stop. Zhao Wen noticed her immediately, his eyes widening in disbelief. Lin Yue, a gentle smile slowly spread across his face as he walked toward her. Lin Yue smiled back, warmth filling her heart for the first time in many months. Zhao Wen, it's really you. He stopped only a few steps away, unable to take his eyes off her. You've grown even more beautiful. Lin Yue lowered her eyes shyly. And you've become the physician everyone speaks about. He laughed softly. I would rather hear you say you're proud of me. She looked up and smiled. I've always been proud of you. Neither of them noticed the rest of the banquet disappear around them. They spoke as if no time had passed since childhood, laughing over old memories and teasing one another just as they had years ago. Neither realized someone was watching from above.